Hey Internet Tutor. Internet Tutor's running once again. And what we were going to say is Internet Tutor is about everything. It started off, like we said before, and we said this before, it started off about teaching people how to make money. It's a lovely day out here, look at this. What a beautiful day. It's like a modern housing estate. Looks like they're going to put a bus stop in there, do you notice that? Right, so Internet Tutor was about making money, but it's about life and everything. Now, I want to tell you about something that's happening at the moment. And that is that we are in a shift in time, well, you could say time, in the universe and basically everything. Should we put a light on? Do we need a light on in here? And that's important. Do we put a light on? I've seen the light, and that's important. So here we are. This is a family room. It's cool, isn't it? Maybe something significant in that, who knows. So here we are. And where are we? Or when are we? Is that a best way to put it? One of my favourite films is Back to the Future. And it's funny because a lot of things happened to me recently. And I kind of maybe thought maybe I do have a flux capacitor in the back of my Mondeo. Basically, the way I see it at the moment is, and this is only from experiences that have happened to me, and I believe basically that I am at the moment, or we are, or the world is in what we call a transition stage of the fourth dimension. Now, in the fourth dimension, things are more, I would probably say, slippery, or time is more slippery. Does that make sense to you? Has anything happened to you? I'm trying to cram this in. We've already done 2 minutes. It's ridiculous. Right. So if we're in the fourth dimension, or I'm in the fourth dimension, certain rules are not so rigid. In the third dimension, which has been running for like a long time, in the third dimension, things are rigid and more rigidity. Can I say that? So we're fixed in, you know, we live, we die, time, number of years, the clock, everything else, yeah? The fourth dimension, as I see it at the moment, so we could talk about what I've looked into or anything like that, but this is from my experiences, and this came to me in a huge shift, which was round the beginning, was it the beginning or the end of February? I could find out off my list. Let me just have a look here. The big shift for me, so if anyone's listening to this and I've had a similar thing, the big shift was between the 3rd of February 2013 and on the night of the 4th and the morning of the 5th was a huge shift of a transition period, which illustrated to me the overlap of the 3rd, 4th and maybe 5th, probably the 3rd and 4th dimension in space and time. So at the moment I would say that I'm living in 4th dimension. It looks like the 3rd dimension, but it would do because this is a hologram. You know, I'm thinking, well, this is a light switch and this is, but I'm not really. I'm thinking I can bend this and twist this. Yeah, so if I'm in, or we're in the 4th dimension, now okay then, now I can only talk about my reality. I'm trying to help some people because I think if there's a shift, and there is a shift, if you're not prepared for this, you're going to have a hard time. I mean, how's your life at the moment? Is it falling apart? Are you ill? Are things tough? Were they tough at the beginning of February? What's happened? What star sign are you as well? I'm a Scorpio, by the way. And that's important in the zodiac. So I want you to think about those things. Oh, that could have been a sign, couldn't it? What time is it? 4:29. So yes, I'm a Scorpio, and you know what, that could have been a sign there. You've got to listen as well, that's another thing as well, you must listen. Here we go again. We're not going to answer at the moment. I mean, I'm experiencing a lot of, I wouldn't say problems, I would say challenges, but they're here for a reason. And through this transition period, and through some of the things I've seen, I've been very safe. I felt like there's someone with my hand on my shoulder here, or someone's here looking after me. Yeah? And that's nice. So through some of the things I've seen, some of them, there's been some fear and some frightened, but I would say 95% of the time I felt incredibly safe, warm and well looked after. And that's what I want you to feel through this transition times. If you're having a really hard time at the moment and everything seems to be falling apart, you need to step back and you need to relax. You need to go maybe somewhere quiet. I go to these Travelodge rooms and they're brilliant. You may have heard me saying on the Travelodge log, which is a bit of fun, but there's a message in everything, and on the internet tutor, that Travelodge saved my life. And you've also got to listen to what people say and how they say things and what they say and what they do. If you remember, I was talked about a lot of threats that I had over a period of time. Now those were all challenges, but they were all there for a reason. And one of the guys, Stephen McChrystal, which I can refer to as a thug, because I believe he is a thug at this time, at this moment. That's what I believe. But in this moment, a moment in time, we could also, not, I could say fix that, but we could decide other things, or we can make other things happen in the moment. And it's all about the moment, because that's what you've got, isn't it? The moment. This moment in time. Okay? That's a good old school tune as well, Moment in Time. And all of this is important, and as you know, I'm Adam B, and I played old school, and I used to do big events and house parties and things. Now that's all important. Everything's important. You have to look at things and you have to listen. And you have to listen to people and you will hear things more clearly. I've had amazing conversations and connections with people recently. And when I say that, I mean on a level which I've never experienced in the whole of my life. I'm talking about being able to communicate with people over the phone without even talking or speaking. Again, these are words that maybe are difficult to say, because actually I was speaking and talking over the phone, only I wasn't doing it in the traditional sense of the third dimension. Yeah? So in the fourth dimension, I believe the fourth dimension is kind of quite important, because it's a bit of a transition, because if you jumped from third to fifth, that would be incredibly difficult, I would say. So you need this transition, and you need this anyway. The world and humanity needs this to align the universe into tranquility and peace and harmony. Okay? Now this is all really important. So this is a bit of an intro to the fourth and the fifth dimension. Okay? And then also these are words and these are ideas which are to do with me, or us. We're going to leave it there on that one at the moment. We're just going to do some more on the fourth and the fifth dimension. But like I say, I've had communication with people on levels that I could not imagine in the third dimension. But the third dimension is very rigid and solid and restrictive. Whereas starting goes to the fourth and the fifth, we can achieve so much and so much good. Like I told you about the... anyway, we're running out of time now, it looks like. So, okay then, we'll see you soon, and we'll talk about these dimensions once again. It's very important. See you soon.